Hello YouTube, and this is my second tutorial, and I will be making, as I said in my last one, of this. Now, to get started, the first thing I want to do is notice that I'm missing one of my center caps. I'm not missing the other, so I want you to know that this one is white, of course, and the other one that's missing is going to be yellow. Just in case you guys get confused, I'm sure whoever's watching this and has their 2x3x3, will have their center cap, so I'm just saying ahead of time. Alright, so, okay, to really get into this, this is really a basic cuboid, and I'm sorry I'm fumbling, but I don't know much to say about it, and I hardly know where to start, but I guess I'm gonna go ahead and start it with the notation. So if I'm holding the cube like this, and this right here is going to be an R, and it's going to be an R. It's not going to be an R2. It's just going to be an R because it has to be a 180-degree turn, and no RI or anything. It's just an R. And of course F, L, B. B. My bad. And then U and UI. So that's really it. We're not going to have any middle algorithms, or anything like that. Basically all I'm really going to be using is R, F, and U and UI. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. Alright, so I guess that looks pretty mixed up. Now, again, you must notice that this is yellow. That is white. Remember that. This is yellow, even though I'm missing the center cap. That is yellow. Okay, so what I normally do, this is my method, okay, and now what I normally do is I normally make the white cross. So what I want to do is I want to, of course this one's already in place, so I'm going to work around this one right here, okay? And so yeah, the first one I see is this green-white, and I'm going to rotate it over here, and then flip it right on up here, so it completes half the cross, and we know that red is opposite orange and green is opposite blue. So I'm gonna go ahead and put orange opposite of red, and then we got blue, which is gonna go in the last place, and that completes the cross. And of course we know red opposite orange, green opposite blue, and then on red, on the left it's gonna be green, on the right it's gonna be blue, standard color scheme. So once you get the white cross, what you want to do is you want to start placing the corners to complete the first layer. So the first one I see right here is this white, red, and blue. So I'm going to rotate it to where it's directly above where it's supposed to go, right here. White, blue, red, white, blue, red. And I'm going to perform this algorithm right here. R, U, R, UI, R. And what that does is that switches these two pieces right here, just like in my last tutorial of the 2x2x3. So that's the algorithm, same algorithms for the same purpose. Okay, so now that I got that over there, I see I have this white, blue, and orange. So I'm going to rotate it right over here, right above where it's supposed to go, in between the orange, blue, and white. And I'm going to perform the same algorithm to put it in its place, switching these two pieces, putting this here, putting this here. R, U, R, UI, R. And that's complete, and now we have two more to go. Nope, one more to go, because one's already in its place. And I'm going to rotate it right here and do exactly what I did. R, U, R, UI, R. And now you see that we have the first layer solved. So of course, now that we have the first layer solved, we have the white solved, we automatically have the yellow solved. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for two corner pieces that match. And if you don't have two corner pieces that match, then you can do this algorithm anywhere you want. But since we have two corner pieces that are matched up side by side, we're going to rotate it right here to where it matches up to the side of the completed layer. Sorry for the wobbly camera. And we're going to perform this algorithm like this, the cube facing you like this. That way the two corner pieces that are completed and matched are on the left side. And this is the algorithm that we're going to do. And what this algorithm does is it switches the other two that are not completed. It completely switches them, and that will solve the last two. Now, if we didn't have these two completed, you can do it anywhere, and then you would have two that have been switched and that are matched, and then you can rotate them to where they're supposed to be, and then do the algorithm again. But you have to make sure that the completed corners are on your left side, and the corners that need to be switched are on your right side. And here's the algorithm that you want to do. R, U, R, UI, R, F, UI, F, U, F. And that switched these two corner pieces, and now we have most of the top layer solved. So that gets us down to the last stage of the final edge pieces that need to be permuted. So in this case right here, we have a very easy, simple algorithm where two opposite edges need to be switched, and the other two opposite edges are complete, solved. So I'm going to do this algorithm right here, and it switches two opposite edges completely from each other, and you have to make sure that one of them is facing you, while the two completed ones are facing the sides. And we're going to do this algorithm right here. R, U2, R, U2, R, U2. And that solves the cube. Okay, so here's another state that it can be in, where instead of two opposites that need to be switched, it is two that are side by side that need to be switched, while the other two are solved. So there's the other algorithm that goes into this, and here's the algorithm. You have to make sure that the two that need to be switched are both on your bottom and right corner. So one's facing you, and the other one is facing to your right. And you want to perform this algorithm right here. R, U, R, U, R, U2, R, U2, R, U, R, UI, R. Now I know that is a long algorithm, but feel free to pause and memorize it. Perform it as many times as you can so you can get it memorized. And it's fairly easy algorithm to memorize. I mean, all the algorithms for this cuboid is easy to memorize. Okay, here is the state. It's where these two, the two from two perpendicular sides, have to be switched, and the other two have to be switched also. So whenever this happens, not only do you have to perform that algorithm once for these two, but you have to perform it again for these two, which can be a pain. So I guess we're going to go ahead and go through those two algorithms. I'm going to do it fast, okay? R, U, R, U, R, U2, R, U2, R, U, R, UI, R. And that solves two of them, and then you flip it over to the two that need to be switched, and you perform it again. R, U, R, U, R, U2, R, U2, R, U, R, UI, R. And that solves them. One more state. It's whenever you have only 3 edge pieces that are switched, and one of them is solved. So what I normally do to solve this problem is I take two opposite ones, and I go ahead and I switch them using the opposite switching algorithm, R, U2, R, U2, R, U2, and then I perform the algorithm to switch these last two, because that solves that edge piece right there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that algorithm. R, U, R, U, R, U2, R, U2, R, U, R, UI, R. And it's solved. Alright, this is the last state that the last edges are going to be in. It's where two need to be switched opposite from each other, and the other two need to be switched opposite from each other. So what you want to do is you want to do that first algorithm that I taught you, really, really easy to memorize. R, U2, R, U2, R, U2. And that switches the first two opposite side ones, and then of course you have to do it again. R, U2, R, U2, R, U2. And that's solved. Okay, I think I've went through all of the different possibilities that it can be in. I hope this tutorial helps you a lot, and thank you very much for watching. And if you guys want, I can make another more tutorials on how to solve the Pyraminx and on how to solve the 2x2 maybe. I will be teaching you guys my method, which is mostly 3x3 method and a couple algorithms that I memorized, PLLs, and stuff like that. And the Pyraminx, there's only one algorithm that I know for this one, so it would be a fairly quick tutorial. But anyway, this has been a pretty long tutorial. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a lot.